It's Joy of Pastry. Today is a love letter to those who love coffee and tres leches. To begin, mix 1/3 cup of hot milk with 1 tablespoon of instant coffee so that the coffee dissolves completely and the mixture turns smooth. Now, crack 5 eggs into a large bowl where all the best things come together. Then, add 1 cup of sugar and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Beat for 5 minutes until the color turns pale and the texture becomes light. And don't cut the time short if you want a fluffy and well-risen cake. Next, add the milk and coffee mixture. And then, add 3 tablespoons of oil. Whisk by hand until the mixture is smooth and well combined. Now, we need 2 cups of cake flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Sift the flour mixture over the batter in 2 parts and whisk just until no dry flour remains. Be careful not to overmix, or the cake won't rise well and the texture will turn dense. Let me tell you a little secret. If you skip the coffee, you'll have a classic Tres Leches cake. Just like that. Finally, use a spatula to scrape the bottom of the bowl to make sure everything is well mixed. Pour the batter into a 10-inch, 25-centimeter cake pan and smooth out the top. Bake at 340 degrees Fahrenheit or 170 degrees Celsius for about 40 minutes. In a small saucepan, pour in 2/3 cup of fresh cream, 1½ cups of milk, 3/4 cup of sweetened condensed milk, and 1 tablespoon of instant coffee. Place it over medium heat and stir constantly until the mixture becomes smooth. Right before it starts to boil, remove it from the heat and strain it through a fine sieve. After baking, let the cake cool completely, then remove it gently from the pan. Honestly, the texture is so soft and spongy, which makes it perfect as a base for birthday cakes. So be sure to save this recipe for the next time you need it. Slice off a thin layer from the top of the cake and set it aside. This helps the cake absorb the soaking mixture more evenly. The key is to make sure both the cake and the mixture are at room temperature. Now, pour the Tres Leches mixture over the cake in 2 stages. Let the first pour soak in slowly. This helps the cake absorb better. Next, use a wooden skewer. Poke holes across the cake. Then, pour the remaining mixture all over the cake. Set the cake aside and let's move on to whipping the cream. Whip 2½ cups of sweetened whipping cream. You can adjust the amount based on how much frosting you need. Pipe the whipped cream over the cake and smooth it out evenly. A thickness of about 1 centimeter works best. Using a cake turntable makes this much easier. It helps you get a cleaner, more professional finish. Finally, try to smooth the cream edges, just like you saw in the video. Use a palette knife to pull the cream inward, then lift it up just before reaching the center. Now, freeze the cake for 2 hours, and let's move on to the next step. In a small bowl, mix 1 tablespoon of fresh cream with 1 tablespoon of whipped cream. This is a magic combo, so make sure to save it for your future cake decorations. By the way, if you like this tutorial, just know, the channel is full of recipes like this, so if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Add 1 cup of sugar to a heavy bottom pan and place it over low heat. Let it slowly melt and turn golden. Every 30 seconds, gently shake the pan to help it melt evenly without burning. Once about 70 to 80% of the sugar has melted. Give it a gentle stir once or twice to help the rest dissolve. The sugar should be fully melted, and the caramel should flow like molten lava, smooth and steady. About 2 minutes before the sugar is fully melted, warm up 2/3 cup of fresh cream. Then add it to the caramel in 3 stages, stirring quickly after each addition. Be careful, the steam can burn your hand. If the sugar hardens and clumps up, don't worry. Just keep stirring until it melts back in. The truth is, caramel takes patience, but the reward is always worth it. When it turns smooth, it's time to add the butter. At the end, add 2 tablespoons of butter and stir until fully combined. You can also add a pinch of salt if you like it salted. Don't leave it on the heat for too long. We need a smooth, pourable caramel for decorating the cake. Pour the caramel into a bowl and cover the surface. Set it aside and let it cool to room temperature. You can also use this caramel as a filling for birthday cakes or cafe-style desserts. Let the caramel rest, then gently pour it over the cake like a warm hug. No need to rush. Take your time. Just slowly turn the cake turntable and smooth the top. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I always reply. And I'd love to know where you're watching from. Just drop it in the comments below. To help the caramel spread evenly, gently shake the cake a little. And don't forget to smooth the caramel around the sides too. Pipe the magic cream you made right over the caramel, just like in the video. As you do that, turn the cake stand slowly while piping the cream. Now, take a wooden skewer or a toothpick and drag lines from the outside in, evenly spaced, just like in the video. Then, draw lines from the center outwards to complete the pattern. It's super easy and looks elegant too. Slice the cake into 8 pieces, or more if you'd like. To do it right, warm the knife slightly before cutting, and don't forget to wipe the blade after each cut. Here you are, Coffee Tres Leches Cake, topped with silky caramel. To store in the fridge, wrap the sides of each slice with plastic so it doesn't lose its moisture. A slice of this cake is more than dessert. It's a little moment of joy